Good morning, Southwest Florida. Welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live. I'm here on my maiden voyage at the Barbara B. Mann Center for the Performing Arts at FSW, and I'm so thrilled because we're going to talk about this great play that's coming up, musical, Ain't Too Proud, the life and times of the Temptations. Of course, growing up, we called them the Talented Temps. Here they are right here. I mean, live performance on stage. Some of their great hits will be performed and is here in our community, encouraging everybody to get out. We're so thrilled to have Scott Saxon, the general manager here at the Barbara B. Mann. Scott, welcome to Lee Pitts Live.
Thanks for having me. We're glad that you're finally here. It's good to have you.
Scott, one of my favorite things about the television show when I break in somebody new on the show, because I know it's going to be a lot more interviews in the future, okay?
Absolutely. That sounds good.
Scott, why am I here today? Why is Lee Pitts Live on location?
Well, we're so excited because starting on the 22nd of February, we have, what I think is probably the best show playing on Broadway right now, or was playing on Broadway that's out on the road right now, and that's Ain't Too Proud, the life and times of the Temptations. I mean, just the music, everything that you remember about that incredible group is it just comes to life right in front of your eyes.
Certainly does, and that I've been posting on my social media platforms, and people have just been tagging and saying they can't wait to come. And that powerful song, "Ain't Too Proud," was I had forgotten just how great that song was because I used to hear it when I was a child. Of course, the first 45 that I bought as a kid, I was around 10 years old. The first 45 record that I bought, my mom was like, "Are you crazy?" I had a whole hey Scott, I had a whole dollar, and I went to the little record store and I bought a Temptation song. You might not remember the one, "Psychedelic Shack."
Oh yeah,
but they might perform that. I don't know if they perform it in this time, but and I've just played it over and over and over and over and over because I saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Absolutely, and you would have to buy a lot of records. I mean, they had 42 top 10 hits. I mean, think about that. One group had 42 top 10 hits and 14 number one singles. I mean, it's amazing that one group could have done that.
Now, this play would take us through from the art to the conclusion of the Temptations. Talk about that a bit.
Absolutely. It starts with how they met and how they begin performing, and it goes through. You get to see a lot of the personal life side of all the Temptations members, and as members went in and out, and certain struggles some had, and it's really. It takes you all the way through till they're all ready to retire, and you forget sometimes when they have that many hits that there were personal lives involved with that too. They were together all of those years, or the significant others, and the struggles that when somebody's on the road all the time, and so it's just it gives you a different side of that, but you still hear all the hits, you still hear that music and people dancing in the aisles.
And one of the things that really we all grew up captivated with the Temps is the outfits. They are some sharp dressers, aren't they?
Absolutely, absolutely, and you get many different types of outfits
throughout
the show. Yeah, there's lots of costume changes throughout the night because they really go through sort of the history and some of their more well-known concerts that they've done, and so they try to be as authentic as they can, and you see it, and those of us who like to dress well, we sit in the seats and go, finally, we got some folks who appreciate that.
Hey, Scott, it premieres on February, I think in theater we call it opening night,
right.
February
Opening
22nd
night.
Through the 27th.
Correct, and there's 8 performances, so you get to see it. There's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. There's 2 on Saturday, a matinee and an evening, and 2 on Sunday, a matinee and an evening. So plenty of opportunities to be able to see it.
And we're encouraging people to go to that website. Give that website.
It's www.bbmannpah.com. I know
Get your tickets now because it's going to be the hottest ticket in town. The process of bringing this out, is it fair to call it a musical or show? How would you guys describe it?
It is. It's a big Broadway musical.
Okay.
I mean, it actually starts on the show opens Tuesday night, but it actually starts Monday morning when they come in 8 tractor trailers worth of equipment, and they bring it and we start loading it in. We have a bunch of stagehands here, and they take it off the truck, start setting everything up so that we're ready to go for that opening night on Tuesday, and so there's a lot happening sort of backstage that people don't see, whether it's wardrobe, cleaning the costumes, making sure that all of that, all those great costumes are ready to go, and setting up the lights, and there's video projection in this. I mean, it's a big show, and we're really fortunate to be able to have it this early in its in its touring run.
The anticipation builds for Ain't Too Proud. I can't wait to see it myself. How do you see the musical?
Yeah. Well, when I saw it on Broadway,
I mean, have you seen the musical?
Yeah, when I saw it on Broadway, I was blown away. I mean, I knew I was going to like it because I like the Temptations music, and we've had the Temptations themselves here a few times, and it's just to see the personal side of things, I think, was really something that brought it to life. It wasn't just a regurgitation of the hits. It wasn't just like a jukebox, like playing the hits. But you saw the toll it took on them, in their real lives, and what that does. And that's for someone who's in the business, people outside the business don't always see that, and that's actually important to remember that it does take a toll when they're out there, all that time, and to be able to see how they played it. And there were great triumphant moments, and there's some heartbreak in there as well. And it was a fantastic show. And actually, the night I saw it, Oprah and Gayle King were there as well when I saw it on Broadway, because at intermission, everyone was sort of crowding around, and there was Oprah and Gayle King sitting over this, and they really enjoyed it as well.
And the dance steps, everybody knows nobody comes close to the Temps, and they set the stage for a whole lot of other groups that would come later on, including the Jackson 5 out of Motown. Let's take a look right now at a promo on the Temptations. Ain't Too Proud.
I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
Ain't Too Proud is a celebration that brings the audience to its feet.
Ain't too proud to beg, as you know it.
The Grammy-winning songs, the Tony-winning movies. Ain't Too Proud, the life and times of the Temptations. At Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts Hall, February 22nd through 27th. Tickets at bbmanpah.com.
One of the things about the Temptations, we see the glit, we see the glamour, we hear the great songs, but on a serious level, they've received a lot of great awards, many Tonys, right?
They were nominated for 12 Tony Awards. They won for, not surprisingly, the dance moves, best choreography. And Sergio Trujillo, who is a famous choreographer on Broadway, who also did Jersey Boys and On Your Feet, the Gloria Estefan musical, choreographed this. And his work, I think, was a little easier for this show because they had that iconic dance steps that they were always using. So, and that's what a good choreographer does, is sort of let the work speak for itself, and that's really what he did, and won the Tony Award for it, because it's a great, it's such great. In addition to the music, the dancing is out of this world.
Yeah, I tried to dress with my little best Temptation imitation as I can.
We'll see if we can get you on stage whenever they come.
Those guys have to be in shape to be able to sing like that, move like that, and to see it all encompassed, to take us through the arc of their lives, and all of that is just going to be a fantastic thing. To have something like this in our local area, Broadway quality, at this fine performing arts theater, the best in Southwest Florida, what does that do for the community in general?
Well, it's great because it shows that you can see Broadway level shows and still sleep in your own bed at night. You don't have to go to New York and say that, which, there's nothing wrong with going to New York, but it's nice to be able to sleep in your own bed. And this show, I mean, we have it very early in its run. It really just started its tour in December, and so we're very early in the run. The folks of Southwest Florida are some of the first people in the country that get to see it outside of New York, and it's to have this show. I mean, the reviews of just of this company has just been great, and the show is so fantastic.
You place a lot of emphasis here about diversity in programming, what you have going on here. I noticed on the wall right here, we can see all of that. That's something that's very important to you?
Absolutely. We have something for everybody. That's literally what we say all the time. We want to have something for everybody because the arts celebrates that. I mean, there's so many, whether it's creators or stories to be told, we had Donna Summer, just a few weeks ago, the Donna Summer musical, Her Life. So we want to make sure that everybody can see something that reflects themselves here in Southwest Florida. And so that's why it's important for us to, as we look out and build our season, to say, we certainly want to make sure that all these great shows are represented there.
And people can clearly see that we're socially distanced here, but you still are requiring people to make sure they bring their masks.
For the Broadway shows, yes, we do require people to wear masks. It is, agreements we have with the show itself. They certainly want to feel safe, because unfortunately there's been a few instances in our business where some of the cast members have gotten sick. Now they don't know exactly where, or have tested positive, and it's cost some performances. But in order to make sure that we have no issues with that, which we haven't so far here in Southwest Florida, that we do require everybody to wear masks.
How many of the Temps hits reached number one?
14.
Really?
14 number one hits. It's unbelievable. And as I said earlier, 42 in the top 10. I mean, that's amazing, for one group. You almost, especially younger folks who don't really know that, they just sort of put that as a whole era. All of those songs, and they go, wow, they were all really by the Temptations? Yes, I mean, that's how talented they were. They created an era, really, themselves, and that's why their story needed to be told, and to be told like this, and to now have millions of people being able to see it across the country is amazing.
I think it's maybe a couple of them still alive. I'm being from Birmingham. The Temps, most of them or all of them may be from Birmingham. Their parents grew up working in their steel factories. They're legends in Birmingham. If you ever get to Birmingham, go check out the statues of them in the park, and you can go take a picture with them. Just sliding that in, because all my people back in Birmingham watching this on social media, like, Lee, shout out, they are homeboys. The Talented Temptation. How has it been, the response been so far from the community to the tickets already?
They're doing great. I mean, people are really excited about it, and really, the phone lines have been burning up in the last few weeks, because people really want to see the show, because they know that they're going to hear all those hits, and they're going to see, that story, and so they're going very well. So I would suggest getting them as early as you can, because obviously the best seats are available early. But it's doing fantastic. It's going to be full house every night.
Be sure to get your tickets. Go to that website that you see on the screen, the Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts here at FSW. Ain't Too Proud is coming to Fort Myers, and it's coming with a bang, starting February the 22nd. Put a little bow on that. Now let's go into some things after February that are going to be taking place here, some couple of 3 months down the road.
Absolutely. We have, Blue Man Group here is the next Broadway show, which everybody knows the Blue Men from the commercials, the Intel commercials, and those are always
I
high
saw them
energy.
in Vegas too.
Yeah, those are always high energy shows that the last time they were here, they actually used bananas every show that they so we had to clean that up. This year it's cream cheese apparently. Okay. So you might not want to sit too close to the stage for that one. You're in the splash zone. That's not good. But we also have Jesus Christ Superstar coming, which is a classic, and was just on TV with John Legend about a year ago. I think it was a year ago, Easter, yes. Which is another classic sort of rock musical. There's An Officer and a Gentleman based on the movie, and then My Fair Lady.
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and so that's
Richard Gere.
Exactly, and Lou
Gossett
Jr. and so
really?
It's based on.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Yeah, it's based on that movie, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure the script is pretty close to the movie. So it's exciting. It's an exciting year for us. Yes.
Okay. Well, has that play been moving around over the years? I didn't even know they had.
Actually, it just started. It's relatively new. It's just started within the last 6 months.
Gotcha.
That show's gone out on the tour. So where it's getting good feedback wherever it's been, so we're excited for it.
So people can just go to that website, just get up to speed. They can also get on your mailing list, your email blast.
Absolutely.
I get those. Great job from Peg. And there's just we lucky we have this fantastic facility here. I was just telling my cameraman, we got a quick tour of how big and nice. And if I'm not mistaken, it's got to be if not the largest, one of the largest in Southwest Florida.
And yes, we are the largest proscenium theater, right, between Tampa and Miami, so that we can fit all the big shows. The Lion King that we talked about earlier, before, that's a show that doesn't fit in a lot of places. Lion King, Phantom of the Opera, the big shows, Hamilton, the big shows that we're able to fit because the size of the theater, and we have. And it's relatively intimate from a seating perspective. I mean, it sounds like a lot. We have 1,873 seats. Sounds like a lot, but actually it's pretty intimate compared to a lot of the other buildings out there on the road that have 25, 26, 2,800, 3,000 seats. So you're actually seeing it much more like a New York experience than some of the old, what we call the barns out on the road.
In short, that pretty much says that all seats are great seats.
Absolutely, yes. There is not a bad seat in the building, and it's when you see it, especially when you see it empty. When there's a lot of people in it, sometimes just because you see so many people, it seems like you're a little far away. But when you see it without people in it, you're like, wow, that is really not that far all the way to the back. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, I know everybody says, Lee Pitts, you have a cool job. You get to go everywhere. I tell you, I've been a lot of places, seen a million faces. Being right here at the Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts, promoting this great play, musical, Ain't Too Proud, off Broadway, coming here is just one of the thrills of doing this television show. So we encourage everybody to get out, make sure they come out. Scott, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We appreciate it. Good to see you. We're glad that you made your debut here.
We'll be back in the future. As the saying goes on this particular show, Miami has the oranges, but the Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts Theater got the juice. We'll be right back.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.